let's take a look at complex, or should I say more complex fractions, complexer fractions. Um, and the just a refresher on the lesson we might have had, it was something like x over y divided by the fraction of y over c, and we would multiply by the reciprocal in the denominator, because you can't have a fraction over a fraction. That's no bueno in the rules of science, in the rules of math. So you get something like this, and then they would cross out, and you would have an answer xc over y squared, something like that. But we're going to do the same thing here. The difference is we kind of have our own little equation or expression in the numerator. Well, always know that we cannot eliminate denominators. Okay, we can't eliminate denominators. All we can do is combine them to be a least common multiple, so we can add the numerators together. We don't add denominators together, we add numerators together. So therefore, what I would do is I would, in these problems, you've got to ignore the bottom first. So I'm actually going to erase this just for a second, just so we can focus in on this, because I think it's less intimidating when you take it one step at a time. So let's look at this first step. How can we add x over y plus 4 over yx? Well, you got to find a common denominator. The common denominator here would be, well, you have y times x. This is a y, so all you got to do is multiply it by an x. Least common multiple is yx. So then from that point, we figure out, okay, what was this side missing? We're multiplying this by yx over yx. This y crosses out with that y, so therefore you're left with x squared, because you multiply these two x's, x squared over, let's go ahead and do it xy instead of yx, plus 4 over xy. So now we have a common denominator. We can therefore add them together and get x squared plus 4 over xy. I didn't really add them together, we just put them over the same denominator, common denominator. So now we're at this point. Now I'm going to go ahead and add back in the original a over y that we had in the denominator of the other fraction, however you would say that. So now that we're here, we have one expression. Now we're going to combine them. So multiply by reciprocal, y over a. If we do it to the bottom, got to do it to the top. We can see if we can cancel anything by going diagonal. A doesn't cancel out with anything here, but this y and that y can cancel. So we cross those out, and we are left with, I'm going to move it over here, we are left with x squared plus 4 on top, divided by x times a. Divided by x times a. Remember, these cannot reduce. This is a sum, so a sum is its own identity. So therefore, this is actually our answer: x squared plus 4 over x times a. Look at one more example for this lesson, and this is the only concept on this lesson. But we get 33. Example 33.2 says a over x plus y plus all that divided. Yeah. Okay, like I said before, let's go ahead and isolate the top. I can't cover all this. Isolate the top and solve up here. So let's look at this as its own problem. A over x plus y plus m over y. What is the common denominator here? What is the common denominator here? Multiple, whatever. Well, remember, a sum is its own identity. So imagine that in parentheses. So therefore, this y right here does not These two y's are not the same. They don't correspond. So our least common multiple would actually be y times x plus y. So now we do y times x plus y on both of their denominators. And we see what each one was missing. A was missing the y, so all you got to do is multiply a times y. The m was missing the x plus y. So when we added that in here, we have m times x plus y, therefore we got to distribute mx plus my. Now we got common denominators. We can add them together. I'm just going to do this the simple way. It's a little off-center, but nevertheless, ay plus mx plus my over that. I'm going to rewrite the numerator here. Ay and then rewrite the denominator. Okay. Blurry there for a second. Now we're at this point in the problem. Let's see, what can we do to solve? Well, this is actually, I mean, there's only one fraction here, so you don't have any common denominators to do or anything, so all we got to do is multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal here is a plus m over x, and these cross out, multiplied on top as well, a plus m over x. So then we multiply. Now, I don't have to distribute all this. We're going to keep it easy. And we're just going to do a plus m times ay plus mx plus my divided by, that's how you write the numerator. The y and the y, we're going to go ahead and multiply those. Y squared, y plus x. Really long, but we did eliminate some work. That would be our answer. Sorry, this is an x, isn't it? That is an x. So therefore it would be x times y, xy. My bad. But that would be your answer. You got the point. That is how you do those problems. So that is complex fractions.